A very famous phrase applies here. When they show you who they are, believe them. And I suppose that when a person exposes themselves after a tragedy, that's kind of a confirmation. This story is not about a grieving widow, but more of an analysis of what people perceived, saw, and heard after a horrible event happened. And the puzzling aftermath after the widow was in everyone's eyesight.
Please like and subscribe.
When Charlie Kirk died in such a violent and shocking way, the reaction across the political spectrum was almost universal. This is horrible. And we're talking about people who disagree with him, people who disliked him, people who went to his debates, and obviously the people who followed him. There were antisocials who were cheering a person dying in such a brutal way, but fortunately they are in the minority. This was deeply disturbing, and people in that crowd watching that live stream and the ones who saw the clips are now traumatized forever. Because the way Charlie died was brutal, and for a moment everyone reacted like people and not a political party affiliate. But then, the attention shifted to his family. We later learned Erika Kirk was there, and allegedly the kids as well. A completely traumatizing event for the entire family, no doubt about it. Now, grief. People suffer differently, react differently, and it's because grief is such a strong and powerful emotion that it cannot be replicated from person to person. For example, in a loving family, some will shut down while others want to go outside. Some will need silence while others need music to cope. It's a very personal thing to experience, although I understand that in some cases it looks weird. Criticizing other people's coping mechanism is quite a douchey thing to do. Just because you wouldn't react like that doesn't mean it cannot happen. That was my mindset after Erika Kirk was presented as the new face of Turning Point USA, previously Charlie Kirk's show. Memes popped up like she was like a WWE new fighter or she was like singing in a concert. They were everywhere, and at the time I found them very distasteful. I saw, or I wanted to see, a grieving widow who has now been pushed to be the front and center of something she was not ready for. Someone who was trying to keep it together in the name of her loving husband. She wanted to keep his legacy alive, and she will do it because of love. That's what I saw. And mind you, I'm not a Charlie Kirk fan, but I'm a softie. I try to see the good in people who are supposed to be suffering.
Aww.
I have been burned before though. Everything changed once Candace Owens released a live stream of Erika Kirk days after becoming a widow.
There you go.
Oh, look at all the thumbs up. Look how cute that is. Sorry, it's just a little bit more informal than probably Charlie would be reacting. How sweet. I didn't know they could do that. I hate Zoom. I never liked Zoom. Sorry, you guys. I just wanted to say first and foremost, my heart obviously is broken for you guys as much as it is for our family. You guys lost not only a boss, but someone that you looked up to, someone that you believed in his mission, that you also that you loved. You loved listening to his show. You loved hearing his wisdom on things. I'm sure some of you have also had very personal moments.
I will fight like hell to make sure that all of you have a job here. I don't want anyone to think their job's in jeopardy because your family, if you choose to leave, that's different. I never will, and I promise you, I will make sure that I never allow a point to where you have to leave because we cannot financially afford you. And that is a promise. I want our family to stay together the best it can. Obviously, circumstances, there's unforeseen things that might pop up here and there that we can't foresee in the future. But for right now, the way things are, I would like to remain if they are status quo. And I think that's the best thing to do. And everything else we can worry about later. But I just want to let you know that you guys are all very loved. I'm very proud of you. And Charlie would be, I think Charlie's just, I'm trying not to say that he's obviously celebrating in heaven amongst many things, but he's so proud of all of you. And he's so proud of all of you for keeping this mission alive. And He knows that you can do it. That's why you're hired.
Again, people grieve differently, but yeah. Overall, very weird behavior from someone who lost her husband in a shockingly violent way. If Charlie had passed away after a long illness, this behavior would make sense. She seems at peace with the outcome and is looking forward to honoring what her late husband will have wanted. But this is not the case. Again, people are now traumatized because of that event. And Candace kept going.
So much to do, which is exciting. Charlie in heaven is like, you guys thought you had a busy schedule then, just you wait. And he's doing some awesome things with Jesus in heaven right now. But there's so much work to be done. I mean, since his assassination, we have 100,000 chapter requests. We have 300,000 new donors. That is a blessing in itself. Hi, everybody. I still love all these emoji Zoom things. Wow. I don't even know where to begin. The fact that we were able to pull off an event of a century, like, it's just insane. We had over 275,000 people that attended, and stadium, overflow, Westgate, insane, you guys. And then you have, was it 100 million? You guys that heard the gospel and all about Charlie and all about everything that you guys do, and the hard work of Turning Point USA is insane. We had thousands that were registered to vote. I think we're at like over 200,000 for merch sales. Don't quote me on that because I think it just keeps like bumping up like crazy. But I just wanted to say a huge, huge, huge thank you to the events team.
It's just so impersonal. Pure business, which Turning Point USA is. But it's just the way she's acting. I don't want to be a douche, but that kind of grieving makes me uncomfortable. And I guess the people making those memes saw this way before I did, but still, I cannot say this is not the behavior of someone who is not experiencing a tremendous amount of pain. Again, some will turn into workaholics after a massive loss, so could this be the case? And she said in that initial speech that she forgave the guy who made the shot, the man who killed her husband. Erika became the bigger person in the story, and let's remember we're talking about turbo Christians here. But I cannot shake the fact that she was at peace a week after it happened. And not only that, but she saw it happen. But this is not done. Because of the way she grieved, people are now inspecting every aspect of her life, including her past. Apparently, she claimed she never dated before Charlie, again with a turbo Christian. But it turns out that was a lie.
I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was.
She never dated for 5 years, the whole time she was in New York. I think this is 2017. It said, yes, we're that couple who gets painting lessons together. Luna Bear Studios prepping another couple's gallery for delivery, and a heart. Erika, Franz, and JT Massey 5, you're both amazing humans, and I loved shooting with you. So much laughter and love. It was perfection. Cabot Phillips and Erika scrubbed all those posts. So the post is gone. But people responding to the post is there. How cute you are, y'all. And here's that guy with Charlie. Yes, I beat Cabot one-on-one. That was from September 24th, 2017. I feel great about all. So here she is on a date. So she went on a reality show, and here she is on a date.
I just don't get it. I don't get her. In one interview, she is angry and with the eyes of someone who will get her vengeance. In another, the one where Nicki Minaj mentioned the now infamous assassin comment.
Amazing role models like the assassin J.D. Vance, our vice president.
Trust me, there's nothing new under the sun that I have not heard, so you're fine.
It's all good. And my brain keeps going back to the beginning. People grieve differently. Erika focused on the logistical, financial side of her life to avoid emotions. But then she shows emotions and they are so calm and concentrated. Again, for someone who saw their husband's blood completely draining out of his body, she is very zen about it. I was dizzy for like 3 weeks after watching that clip. There are people suffering from PTSD because they were there. I just don't get it. And the thing is, there will be more information about her popping up. From former friends, people around Charlie. Relationships are going to collapse and it will be loud. Then we will know the truth. Or part of it. Candace is still in the case, like a laser focused on Erika. I don't think she will stop until she feels satisfied with the information. Doubt that day will ever come. This is when I try to find a pattern. Maybe it happened before, people reacted prematurely, so let's see. How did spouses grieve their husbands or wives after a fatal death? But they are all going to be different. Humans are complex creatures and they suffer in many ways. Only not this way though. Erika's not one of a kind, but for sure it's a first example for many. I guess sometimes the most powerful accusations don't come from evidence, but from the nagging feeling that someone is not behaving the way they are supposed to. But if you ask me, I don't think I believe her.